Well, thank you. We talked about relational impact last time, and all of us want to be at a point where we know we can influence something. Remember, we talked about EQ and we talked about emotional intelligence. Nobody, I don't know, maybe you're different from the people I've interacted with, but everybody, at least that I've known, wants to know that they can influence something. You can influence your family. You can influence your children. You can influence your spouse. You can influence your team. And influence really is to be able to have greater impact in people's lives, is to be able to get things done through people. That's how I consider influence. If I can get something to happen through people, if I can rally people towards an idea, if I can get someone to buy into an idea I'm selling, that's influence. Now, in Giant Worldwide, we have something we call the influence model. This tool, it has helped so many organizations and people and individuals, for that matter, build influence with clients, build influence with family, build influence with children, build influence within organization, the people they are leading. And when you look at this tool, think of someone, think of this one person you'd like to influence. Think of this person, this client, this person in your team, this family member you'd like to influence. Think of that, for example. And it's good then to ask yourself, where are you coming from? And the first space, before someone can even give you a chance to influence them, before I can give you a chance to influence me, the question I'll be asking myself is, can I trust you? Now, we all have different trust filters. There are those of us whose character is very key. Character is very key. I am among those people whose character is very key. And I remember last week I was telling someone, once I see a character flaw, character issue on someone, I struggle with trust. I really struggle with trust. And so then I always have to tell myself, Gabriel, it's okay. It's okay, they lied. It's okay, they lied. And they apologized, so it's okay. But I still always remember you lied. So character is very key to me. To some people, it is chemistry. The fact that you like them will make them feel like they can trust you. You like them. They're likable, and that's important to them. The fact that you can like their company. You want to hang out with them. So chemistry is very key to them. To some people, it's the fact that you're competent. Are you competent enough in what you say? Are you competent in what you do? To some people, it's a credibility. Are you able to prove that you're credible? Are you able to take what you know and custom make it for my scenario? And that's what we mean here when you're talking about credibility. And so, trust is very key to build influence. That I can trust you. Many of us know people we can trust, but we can't let them influence us in anything. But we can trust them because they're credible, they're competent, their character is great, and their chemistry, they're likable, or there's something about them. And maybe to us it's different people. And even you, when you're coming from a point where you are coming where you value character, but you struggle with competency. And so you have the character, but competence is an issue. And even how you communicate that competence, people wonder, are you sure you can do what you're talking about? You come out as if you are not confident in how you communicate your competency. And so it's good to ask yourself, which of these do you struggle with? Do you struggle with character? Do you struggle with chemistry? Do you struggle with competency? Do you struggle with credibility? And it's good to also appreciate that there are levels where too much of one might not be very accommodative if you're not also pulling up on the others. So maybe people trust you because of your character. But what are you doing to work on the competency piece? Maybe people trust you because you're competent. What are you doing on the chemistry piece? Are you doing something to pull up the chemistry piece of that? So then there's trust. Now, everybody you interact with, even that person who might trust you, their walls are up. Even you, your walls are up, the walls of self-preservation. And I remember the first time I had this conversation about walls of self-preservation. I was like, wow, we all have our own walls of self-preservation. It's up there. And I'm like, I'm not sure I can. I know I can trust them, but I don't think I can tell them X, Y, Z. I don't think I can reveal to them this. So my wall is up there. And it's very important to know, the more your wall is up there, you will have this transaction, but there'll be no relationship. There'll be no relationship at all. But you can transact. You can deal. You can buy a product. You can buy this. You can do this. But if you want to have an impact, an influence over someone, then you have to lower your wall of self-preservation. And it might be to start with yourself. Start with lowering, and also you need to know when is the right time to do this. That's why you have the red, yellow, and green. Is it the right time to lower my wall of self-preservation? Because if you do it a little too early, it might scare that person. You might do it a little too late when the moment is past. And so use your wisdom to know when is the right time to lower this wall. Is it the right time to lower this wall of self-preservation? And to what level do I lower it? And maybe you can just lower it a little bit and maybe tell this, be vulnerable a little and tell them something that really makes them realize, so you're also human. You also go through challenges like that. Because none of us is superhuman. We all have struggles. And so just lower your wall of self-preservation. Hopefully when you lower yours, they will lower theirs. Don't force them to lower theirs. Hopefully when you tell them how you struggle with something, actually even me, I struggle with that too. And all of a sudden, you operate in that space of relationships, space of influence and impact. And that's the place where you want to be. You want to be able to know that whoever you're walking a journey with, you're in a space of influence. You're not just transactional with each other. A transactional relationship can be very draining. And all of us know moments where we felt like people just call us because they want money from us. But you're not operating from a place of influence, a place of where everybody has lowered their walls of self-preservation. And you can interact at that moment where you become a trusted advisor to this person. Even when they want to make a decision on a field that is not totally related to your field, they can call and say, hey, I was talking to someone about this and I need to make a decision on this. What do you think? What would you think about it? And they can chip in and tell you, yeah, I think you need to, I think you need to, I think you need to. And you become a trusted advisor to this person. That's the space you want to be. You might not have to be in that space for everybody, but probably you could be in that space for a few individuals, one or two people, where you have greater influence upon them. And so this influence model tool is such a powerful tool. And I'd like you to look at it and consider using it. Consider asking yourself, what are my filters when it comes to building trust? Do I struggle with chemistry? Do I struggle with character? Do I struggle with competency? Do I struggle with credibility? And once I'm in a space where there's trust, can I go beyond it and build relationships? Can I lower my wall of self-preservation and let these people into my world so they can understand some of my struggles, and hopefully this person will also let you into their world, and before you realize, you become a trusted advisor to this person. And you will be shocked at how much of an impact and influence you can have in someone's life. So think around this. And this is a powerful tool there's a whole workshop that can be done around this tool. A whole workshop. The personalities that struggle with this tool, because they build trust from different levels. Every personality builds trust from a different lens. There are those who build trust by showing they're competent, and they like that. And when you're talking to someone and you get a feeling like, oh, this person is looking for competency, and if I show that I'm competent, they will trust me. But then don't remain there. Go ahead and now go beyond transaction to a space of influence and be able to build influence in that space. So, whatever this tool means for you, I hope you can find a place to use it. I hope you can find a place where you can apply it and be able to build real influence and impact in the various spaces where you lead. Most of us know leaders who are vulnerable to us. Leaders who would admit when they are wrong. Leaders who made us feel they are also human. What they did, they lowered their walls of self-preservation. And we'll look at this wall of self-preservation in the next episode. But every leader we remember who really impacted and influenced us was a leader who lowered their wall of self-preservation. Everybody who remember who we know we have built something beyond just transaction with is someone we know lowered their walls of self-preservation, and we realized that they're also human like us. They didn't come like they were angels or some people who are superhumans who just landed, did what they were doing, and then went back to heaven or went back to wherever they came from. But they made us realize that they are also human. They also go through challenges and they struggle like we have struggles. So think about this tool and let me know if this tool can help you be able to build influence in every space that you find yourself. Thank you very much.